Wakey wakey. Just over the East River from here at the United Nations, they had a busy end to the week. Following the United States launching missiles into an airfield in Syria, the Security Council was called into session to discuss what had happened. The principal task of that 15-member body is the maintenance of international peace and stability. China, Russia, France, the UK and the US make up the permanent members, all with veto powers. The remaining 10 nations are elected regionally for a 2-year seat on the body. Chairmanship of the group rotates and is currently held by the United States. You've heard of Security Council resolutions. These are the formal expressions of the Council's will or opinion. To be adopted, and that's legalese for passed, the resolution needs at least 9 votes in favor. However, as I mentioned, the 5 permanent members can use their vetoes to block any resolution from passing, regardless of how many other votes it has. So back to the situation in Syria. Does the US need the UN permission for the strike? Well, domestically it doesn't. The US president is authorized by the 1973 War Powers Resolution, which allows him to take actions but then requires congressional approval for any military conduct that takes longer than 60 days. At the time of filming, the US hasn't explicitly asked for the Security Council for a resolution supporting their actions. In March 1999, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, launched airstrikes against the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, acting, they said, to protect the Albanian population from genocide at the hands of FRY forces. After the NATO campaign started, Russia attempted to get a resolution passed at the Security Council to demand the bombing cease. However, it failed, as 12 countries voted against. Note that none of the NATO members used their veto powers. Instead, they took this failed vote as a sign of political support for their actions. Later UN actions completed the retrospective approval for the NATO campaign. However, there's still some legal debate as to whether NATO's actions were in compliance when they were taken. The bottom line is that often the legal, political, and ground actions of countries don't always need to align at the same time.